Hi, everybody. Welcome back for day 2 of Frisbee. So, hopefully, you have your Frisbee that you used for day 1. If it wasn't successful, if you had a homemade one, hopefully, you had a few minutes, right, to see if you could perfect, right, your new homemade Frisbee. All right, but we're starting off day 2 and our final day of our Frisbee celebration. Okay, so to warm up, we're going to go along the same lines as the throwing with the Frisbee, but we're going to do a paper airplane challenge. So you'll need a piece of paper that you can use to create a paper airplane, and it will show you how to do it as you go through. So you'll complete a little challenge, build part of the paper airplane, so on and so forth, right? You can check out the success rate of your paper airplane at the end, okay? After you get through your warm-up, we're then going to move into our Frisbee activities for today, okay? Before we do that, just a quick review of how to throw. We talked about this on the first lesson. So making sure, remember, my thumb is on the top of that Frisbee. My other fingers are on the bottom. If you want to have your pointer kind of on the side to give you a little more control, you can do that as well. Making sure I'm turned to the side so my shoulders pointing to my target, stepping as the same foot as my Frisbee, keeping that Frisbee level. I'm not spilling the ice cream that's on the plate on the top, and then flicking my wrist and following through to my target. Okay, so if you check him out as he's throwing the Frisbee, he keeps that arm level, flicks his wrist, following through to his target. You're going to need this today because our main activity today is we are going to play Frisbee golf. So if you've ever played Frisbee golf before, okay, it is a super fun activity that you can find at a lot of like community parks and areas like that. The equipment that you'll need is a Frisbee. So you can use your homemade one or an actual Frisbee if you have one. And then you're going to need some items to create your golf course. Now, I can't really give you a specific list of items because it depends on what you want to create for your course. So you'll understand that a little more as I get through. So essentially, Frisbee golf is very similar to regular golf or mini golf, where you start at one point and you see how many throws it takes you to get the Frisbee into the hole at the end. All right, so think about mini golf. If I'm putting the ball, how many hits does it take me until I get the ball in the hole? So Frisbee golf is very similar. So your challenge is going to be to create your own 3-hole Frisbee golf course. So you're going to have enough items to make 3 holes. All right, so you also have 3 separate starting places and 3 separate ending points as you go through. I gave you 2 examples of playing Frisbee golf, depending on if you are inside or if you are outside. So if you're thinking you're going to go outside for this activity today, the video on the left is the one that's going to show us how to do this outside. Now, when you play outside, you don't need as much equipment because you can use things that are already outside. For example, he uses like a metal trash can as something that he's just trying to hit with his Frisbee as like the hole at the end, or a tree that is in a further distance. It's really up to you when you go to create your course for how difficult or how easy you want to make it. If you want to make it easier, you can. If you want to make it more difficult, again, that's up to you as well. On the video on the right, she creates her Frisbee golf course indoors using a water bottle and a laundry basket. So you can kind of see if you were thinking like, all right, well, outside's not really an option for me. I'm going to do it inside instead. So she gives a pretty good explanation of how she goes through and how she creates it inside as well. All right. So again, your objective though is to create 3 separate Frisbee golf holes as you go through. So you'll have 3 different starting points, 3 different ending points. And think of how, if you've ever played mini golf, how a mini golf course works. You go from one to the next, right? So you would move from one to the next. Okay, so your submission for the day, after I click through these videos, you're going to go ahead, have fun, enjoy making your Frisbee golf course. It can be as creative as you want it to be. This is also another activity that would be really fun to challenge someone to do as well. You could see who could get like the lower score. Remember, in golf, the lower score always wins. So you could see that as well. All right, so what are you going to submit? We need you to either take a picture of your Frisbee golf course so we can see what your 3-hole course look like, or you could take a video of your course and kind of walk us through it as well. It's really up to you, okay? Hope you enjoy playing some Frisbee golf, and if you ever see, let me go back to those slides because I want to show you if you ever see the hole for Frisbee golf, you'll now know what it is. So it's right up here. So if you ever see one of these out at the park, All right, you know what that is now. That is to get your Frisbee into. Okay, enjoy.